Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm thrilled to share a significant milestone with you. I've officially hit 10K invested in my stock portfolio. This journey has been a long and rewarding one, and although there have been plenty of bumps in the road, I can't wait to discuss how I got here, what my current holdings look like, and my plans for 2025. So let's dive right into it. First off, I want to take a moment to reflect on my investment journey. I started about 8 months ago, and it's been a learning experience every step of the way. I began with small amounts, focusing on tracking my money, saving 65% of my income, and increasing my income, while also dollar cost averaging into the stock market. And for those of you that don't know, dollar cost averaging is an investment strategy that involves investing the same amount of money at regular intervals regardless of the market conditions. The goal is to buy more shares when prices are low and fewer shares of when the prices are high, which can help reduce the average price when paid for investments. Speaking of dollar cost averaging, the first stock I used that method on, and actually the first investment I made, was in the VOO, or the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF. I remember being nervous yet excited. At the time, I only had about $25 to start with, but I believed that with consistency and being patient, compound growth would do its thing. Now let's talk about what I currently hold in my portfolio. My investments are spread across many sectors, such as tech, consumer cyclicals, and finance. For example, I have shares in Visa because of its monopoly-like business model, reporting a 50% margins during a civil antitrust law court hearing. Another reason why I hold Visa is because of its revenue growth and their earnings per share growth. Visa is a dividend aristocrat when it comes to dividend growth. They have a track record of revenue growth and high profit margins. If we go down here, their earnings per share, it's seen significant growth for the past few years, dating back to 2021. As you can see, during COVID, it had a little bit of a downfall, but I mean, there was a whole pandemic going on. But ever since 2021, it's been smooth sailing for Visa. I also have a position in Amazon, which I believe has great growth potential, especially given the current trends in the online retailer and marketplace. And to be fair, the stock has performed pretty well in my portfolio. I have about 3.5 shares sitting at an average cost of $200, while the current share price is sitting at $218. But if we do check out the year to date, it is up $65 as a whole. So that's pretty great to see when you're investing in one. As of right now, my portfolio is sitting at a 2.6% gain, but that is due to the recent market sell-offs in December. Before the crash, I had about a 7.5% return, which was great to see, but I've gotten used to the market fluctuation and have learned to be more numb when my portfolio tanks. Looking ahead to 2025, I have some exciting plans and changes in store. One of my biggest goals for the portfolio is to hit $1,000 in annual dividend income. I've already done a little demo on the dividend tracker app of what I would really need to have to hit this goal, and the big number is $31,000 by the end of 2025, which I think we could really hit if we just stay consistent with their contributions. To hit this goal, after doing a little bit of math myself, I saw that I had to invest about $250 to $300 a week, but let's just say I invest $250 on the low end. So let's do 250 times 52 weeks. That would mean that I would have a total amount invested of $13,000 by the end of the year. Based on my current living situation, $250 shouldn't be too hard to invest, but I'm only human. I'm not gonna be able to hit that every single week. Like, I already know that I'm not gonna be able to. So that kind of leads me to tell you guys, don't hold yourself to such a standard, because honestly, when you first start, you should only be putting in what you could afford, because you don't really want to get too obsessed. Another goal of mine for 2025 is to put 70% of my contributions to the VOO and 20% of my contributions to SCHD, and the other 10% to the individual stocks that I hold. The reason why I chose VOO for most of my contributions is because it's tracked by the best hedge fund managers in the United States, and it literally has 500 companies in it already. So I would like to know that most of my money is being tracked by professionals rather than me just handpicking stocks that I see on YouTube or just researching the internet. As of right now, I do have about 8 holdings, but I do plan on increasing that in 2025 by about 2 or 3. One of the stocks I do plan on adding to my portfolio would be Google. The reason why I chose Google is because it's already such a big company and they have a ton of free cash flow, which required them to pay a dividend because they didn't really know what to do with all the free cash flow. Because as you can see, they net about $339 billion a year. Their market cap is sitting at $2.3 trillion, and the dividend that they are paying out is small. It's 80 cents per share, but it's only going to continue to grow with a company like Google. The second stock I'm looking to add to my portfolio this year would be Procter & Gamble. Procter & Gamble engages in the provision of branded consumer packaged goods worldwide. The company operates through 5 segments: beauty, grooming, healthcare, fabric and home and care, and baby and feminine products. Think about Procter & Gamble like this. When you walk into your regular store like Target or Walmart, all of the products that you see on the shelf, from beauty products all the way to cleaning supplies, is owned by Procter & Gamble. Procter & Gamble is also a pretty reliable and steady stock for those that are just investing because the only way that this company would go out of business is if people stopped buying literally every single product that is on a shelf anywhere. And with all that being said, I'm looking very forward to putting this stock into my portfolio and looking at the future performance of it. Those of you on your own investment journey, I love to share some tips based on my experiences. Number one, always stay informed. Follow market news and trends. The more you know, the better decisions you can make. And number two, don't be afraid to adjust your strategy. The market is always changing and it's important to stay flexible. Number three, invest in long term. Don't get caught up in short term fluctuations. Focus on bigger pictures. Thanks for joining me today to celebrate this milestone and discuss what's next for my portfolio. I hope my journey inspires you on your own investing path. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more updates on my investment journey. I love to hear from you. Comment down below your thoughts on my portfolio and what you're excited about for 2025.